Blue Rodeo have sold over 4 million records, won several Juno Awards. They've been inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, have a star on the Walk of Fame, and are currently in the midst of a 25-show, 19-city tour. And we are very pleased to be joined right now by one of the two vocalists in the band, Mr. Jim Cuddy. Jim, thanks a lot for joining us.
My pleasure.
You've built a legendary career on getting out and reaching every corner of the country. Was that always something that was a goal of yours, or did it just sort of happen that way?
Well, I don't think it sort of happened that way, but I think that we always felt that, when we started, we were a bit of a left field band. A band like us that was a roots band wasn't the most popular thing on the radio. So we felt like, well, if we got opportunities to play places, we would go. And we never found that a hardship. I mean, people would say, well, why would you go to all these small places? Well, sometimes the smallest places are fantastic to play. People are super friendly. You get to know an area that you might not have otherwise encountered. If it's an audience, what's the difference?
When you look back to the mid-'80s when you first formed this thing, and the first album came out in 1987, did you ever think that all this was possible one day, that you might be sitting here still doing this today?
No, I mean, we started Blue Rodeo because we were tired of pursuing record contracts and people in the recording industry. We were so jaundiced by it. We thought that they were all full of crap.
At what point did you become comfortable with the fact that we're here to stay? This is our full-time job now.
Well, that has a very definite answer because, see, I was doing, in those days, I was doing props and for television commercials. And that was where I sort of felt, yeah, I can make money. It's a piece work, so I can work here, I can go travel for a week, whatever, come back. And I kept my union card and kept working till 1990. So I didn't really understand the magnitude of what we'd done. Like, we had sold maybe 500,000 records by that point.
Most bands might have, when dealt with adversity such as hearing loss, as Greg has in the past few years, most bands might have called it quits at that time. And I think a lot of people would have understood had Blue Rodeo decided to call it quits at that time. So what have you done to help Greg through this period and to adjust as a band?
Well, we did get to the point where Greg was kind of coming on and off stage, and I don't know, there was one show, at the end I said to Greg, I don't think this is Blue Rodeo anymore, so we either have to find a different way of doing this or we have to stop, because it isn't, like, we're telling people it's Blue Rodeo, but it's not. So we really just talked to our crew, and we said to our crew, we got to get all our sound off stage. We got to get it all on in-ears, or just got to get it off. So there was a whole bunch of methods, like all the amps are fed to ISO cabs off the stage. You can walk across our stage in the middle of Diamond Mine, and you could talk to somebody.
What's next for Blue Rodeo?
Well, this is the first time in a number of years that we've been able to take some new songs out and test them on the road before we actually recorded them. We were always sort of behind ourselves. So that's been really fun doing, we do 4 or 5 new songs on each night, and those will be different than the songs we'll develop in the studio. I guess we'll make a record in the spring or early summer. It'll be out next fall.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Looking forward to it. Well, Jim, thanks so much for joining us here on
My pleasure.
Go.
Thank you very much.